Hello, I just thought I would pop on because I've been asked a question about baby shows, and I thought that some of you might have a similar question, so I thought it was probably a good idea to make a little video. So the question that I was asked about is whether it's worth it doing the big baby shows, which is there's not one short answer to that, hence me coming on here to talk about my experience. So the big baby shows are not cheap to exhibit at. You can expect that the smallest stand, sometimes they'll give you a 3-metre stand, but often the minimum stand is 4 metres, and you're not gonna get anything for under £1,000. So that's £1,000 before you've spent on anything else, on any lights, on perhaps an electricity point if you need one. Then if it's somewhere away from home, obviously you're going to have hotel spend, you're going to have food and drink, you're going to have travel, potentially getting your stock to and from if your stock isn't small. So there are lots of things to consider because it is a big expense. Excuse you, Daisy. So it's a big expense. I've done baby shows since I started doing a baby show probably a year after I launched, and I had a shared stand with somebody, which I probably wouldn't recommend because it's hard if you're vying for people's attention and you've got a really small space and you're vying for it with the person who you're sharing a stand with. It's kind of it's not the ideal scenario. Yeah, and I've known other people share stands on a bigger scale, like 4 brands do it, and it didn't work for any of them. The best thing to do is to have a small stand if you're going to do it, if you are going to do it. So what you might not know is that people don't always do these baby shows to make money, because if you've got a big stand, you know it's going to cost a lot you're going to have to sell a hell of a lot to recoup that cost. Oh, what's the matter? So some of the big brands actually see baby shows like that as a marketing expense, just as a way of getting their name out there. They might use it to clear stock. It's not necessarily a way of making a lot of money. So we've done shows where we've had a really good show and we've been really happy with it. We've had shows that haven't been as good and we haven't made as much from it. But you can use shows for other things. So I've written a little list so I don't forget. So it's the things that the shows are really good for. They're good for launching. If you're launching from scratch, if you're launching a new brand, they'd be great for that, for getting your name out there. They're good for clearing stock. So you might have a load of old stock that you want to clear cheaply, because people really love a bargain at these shows. So it would be really good for clearing old stock. They're good for getting feedback from your target audience, if you're selling to mums, because obviously there's going to be lots of them there, so you can ask them for feedback on your product or service. They're also good for getting emails and growing your list. So we always do this. We obviously you have to ask because being GDPR compliant is very important. But we always get a list of emails of the people who we've sold to. We make sure that they know that that's what they're signing. They're giving us their details for. So coming away with a list of customers is great. On that basis, also, if you've got a range of products and you're not just a one product company and people can buy from you again, it's really good for getting new customers. Stop looking through the window. I could hear him coming in then. I was trying to ignore him. I'm just going to carry on. So repeat customers. So for us, for example, if people come to us when they're pregnant and then they buy from us when they're pregnant, the chances are if they like our stuff, they'll come back, so they can come back and for when their baby, up to their baby being age 3, and then they come back again for their second child. So you get repeat customers, and often that is because you've met them and it's sort of face to face and it's personal and they've got to see and feel the brand. Baby shows are also really good if your product needs demonstrating. So for us, it was really good for Mama Scarf because it really is good. People respond well to a demonstration of it, as with Baba Sack as well. You can show them, they can feel the fabrics, they feel that it's really good quality, you show them how it works. And that really helps sell it, which you can't always do online. Obviously you can have a video, but it's not always quite the same. Baby shows are also good for getting out to a big audience, because obviously there is a lot of people there in a short space of time. So even if people don't buy, potentially you can give leaflets out and they can you know, come back at a later stage online, but you've got out to a large number of people. They are also good for meeting bloggers, influencers and celebrities. So for us, in the early days, Mel C, Sporty Spice, we met her at a baby show and she had a Mama Scarf, and after that she gave me some feedback. She used it, she really liked it. She gave us some feedback. Leah Wood as well was at a baby show, and we've met loads of other celebrities over the years and things like that. So for that, things like that, it is really good. So in short, you might not make a lot of money from a baby show, but it could still be worthwhile doing. So you have to kind of weigh it up. You could do it as a test, but obviously it's quite an expensive test. But yeah, just so you know, that they're all the things that I found it useful for over the years. And we've chosen to do it most years, but some years we've said, you know what, we're not going to do it. Okay, hope you find that useful.